Antisocial acolytes.
So we're actually here today to talk about how great Nick Fuentes is, because you guys have made some
You
great
guys have
arguments.
changed us.
We got a lot of good comments. I think we're gonna talk a little more shitstorm around. So as we said, they've changed our opinions. So as you can see here, maybe if you're you have really good eyesight, this is replying to good arguments, and there's a chart
Yeah.
here. So
Yeah, they provided charts and whatnot.
yeah, they definitely converted us. And here's the first one that we got. So this is a guy who looks like this. These guys are genetic trash. Wow, really bringing in that eugenics in there.
God, you know what? God, I shouldn't have made my 23andMe records public. Fuck. Either way, it's an insult, but a creative
Yeah.
one, I'll say. Genetic trash. And a very creative adjective there.
Yeah, maybe it's more of he's shitting on our ancestors. Well, unfortunately, you don't know who my ancestors are. We do know Cayman's, so
Yeah, I did a nice little tier list video, which you can check out on my ancestors.
maybe he watched that.
Maybe he did. Yeah, he's like, this is fucking genetic trash. This is the worst fucking ancestor lineup I've ever seen.
Yeah, I bet his has like I don't know, somebody else. Got him,
Yeah.
got him good. Oh, the guy says you're a loser. Remember that. Which one of us?
You know, yeah, which one of us is
I'm not the loser here. I mean, if it's him.
Whoa, I thought I'm not the loser here.
I'm not a fucking
Wait,
loser.
you must be talking about Nick Fuentes then.
Oh.
Okay, well, yeah.
Oh, well, we can agree on that. Okay, so next. Oh, the same guy from earlier. Comments
Yeah.
for the algorithm.
Well, I just saw the comments for the algorithm, and I was like, is he trying to help us? I was very confused at first.
Yeah, he's just a nice guy, He's just trying to help. I guess he's right,
These
because
are
all these
algorithms.
comments got us 300 views. Thanks, Isaiah. I guess you're a cool guy after all. I don't know.
So we got our first, like, somewhat cohesive, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
comment here.
First Amendment doesn't need to be voted away. There are means to get around it, such as what we're seeing with the government influence on social media platforms.
Yeah, you're right. Big tech is scary. You know what? It also affects leftists a lot of the time. Twitter has purged left-wing accounts with no explanation. We got here.
Wow,
So,
mysterious. Oh, here's a good one. Do your dreads make you transracial? So it's like a ask me anything kind of question. So maybe he's
Yeah.
genuinely curious.
do they? Do you think they do?
Only if you identify as transracial.
Does me fucking your mom make me your stepdad?
Oh! If there is racism and minorities are not treated well, why don't said minorities fuck off to some other place where they are not a minority?
No, it's very easy to just pack up your bags and leave your entire life behind and move to an entirely different country just like that. You know, dude, this dude just solved racism. Oh my
Yeah.
god, why didn't we think about this?
Why didn't we just think of that?
Just leave the country.
So these people are often going to address. Yeah, Luca's like, what the fuck? These comments pretty much all have that kind of same sentiment there. Like, why don't they just go somewhere else? And it's like, well, one thing, they're American. They've always lived here their whole lives. They're going to be discriminated against even if they go back to their country, you fucking Nazis. Aren't you the same people that'll say, "Oh, there's racism in Africa all the time. Oh, hell, they're killing each other in Chicago all the time." Aren't you the same people that would make that argument? Like, there's no consistency there at all. You're basically just saying, "I don't care. I just don't want them here." Just admit it. Just say you're fucking racist, dude. You don't have to have a fucking argument for it. Just say, "I'm a piece of shit and I fucking hate people that are different than me."
This guy's unlocked victim blaming and racism very fluidly in one comment.
That's like saying we need to hold. She was basically saying we need to hold racist people accountable. That's like saying we need to hold angry people accountable. It's a slogan that means nothing. Racism will never be eradicated in the same sense that anger can never be eradicated. The idea is to minimize it, but the whole hold racist accountable thing and constantly shouting anti-white slogans sort of keeps it alive. And that's the real goal of people like you, even if you're not smart enough to understand it. So during this whole thing, she never said any anti-white slogans. In fact, she's pretty fucking white. Like, I'm not saying that there's no fucking SJWs out there that say, white people are terrible! Those people exist, and I'm willing to acknowledge that, obviously. I don't think we've ever said anything anti-white, and the whole argument here is basically saying racism's part of life. You just need to make it stop, but you can't make it stop, so fuck you.
It's almost like the difference between being angry and being racist is that being angry doesn't inherently require a victim. That's why being angry is legal and allowed. Being inherently angry doesn't require a victim. By that logic and like level of thinking, let's legalize rape. Let's legalize murder. Hey, thievery, we can't stop it. We can't put an end to murder.
Might as well give
Stealing.
up. Pack in your
So,
bags.
why try to stop it? Why try to stop it, honestly?
Yeah,
It's human nature.
It's human nature. Murder, Hell, sometimes you just gotta kill, you know? I mean, it's not good. I'm not saying it's good. But, I mean, there's no point in trying to punish racists and rapists and murderers. There's no point.
Funny thing is this like Ancapistan made-up land that he's created where rape, murder, thievery, racism, and anger is all allowed. He would be the first to get fucking owned and obliterated.
I think that's a threat. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
That was a high... Say in Minecraft. Say in Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
There you go.
In my made-up world.
There you go.
Made-up world. In Ancapistan.
So here's another one from this cool guy with the dog picture. You can't root racism out. Even babies notice race. Why not work to form separate states? Multiracial society clearly isn't working out in the U.S. How about you start doing that then?
Babies notice race. That doesn't mean they are racist.
I bet this guy, he's like, I'm colorblind. I mean, I wish I could be, but, you know, the whole crazy thing here is me and Cayman are not PC fucking assholes at all. It's just so clear. You got to call a spade a spade. Nick Fuentes is a fucking racist. I would go as far to call him a Nazi. And I don't call Trump a Nazi. I don't call a fucking racist grandpa a Nazi. This guy's literally advocating for the separation of races, stating that other races are inferior solely because they're not white and because they're different than us, which doesn't even make any fucking sense.
These people will get so upset if you call them white nationalists or like racist. Like, it's crazy. Like, they'll say shit like this and be like, oh, I'm not racist. I'm just thinking about this logically with my big brain deducted science racism. By the way, did you know the skulls of black people are different? And so that makes them inferior? Not true, by the way, but this is what they will fucking say.
Yeah, like, literally, they'll just come up with any fucking argument. And it doesn't, you can't, okay, social issues like this, like, is racism bad? You can't solve that with fucking numbers and shit. Oh, are immigrants bad people? There's not a math equation you can do to prove somebody's a bad person. It's a moralistic argument for one thing. And entail with that is the fact that there's not going to be concrete evidence. You can say, oh, 1350, all you fucking want. But if we're going to bring that argument up, guess what? You can prove that people living in poorer areas, which of course is a product of late stage capitalism, are more likely to commit crime. And a part of that is the fact that minority groups are very often poor because we live in a society that's very hierarchical in that. The real reason you hate minorities, at least most people, some people are just like, they're darker, so I hate them. But a lot of people say 1350. They bring that up all the time, even still, right? And that's a symptom of capitalism. That's a symptom of poverty going on in these communities. It's not because they're black that there's lots of violence and stuff like that. No, it's not because they're black. It's because they are impoverished, because we do not treat Americans fairly. They happen to get the short end of the stick. And even worse than that, they were heavily exploited in our nation's history. And this isn't a reparations argument here. We're not here to talk about that. But, I mean, it's clear that capitalism is leading to racial violence. That's also the media exploiting people. And somebody's going to kind of say something like that here, but he's going to make it for the wrong reasons. But, yeah, it's a symptom of poverty. It's not because black people are inferior. That's fucking... The fact that people believe that is just insane to me.
What a lot of people forget is that a lot of African Americans in America are literally like 2 or 3 generations removed from enslavement. And a lot of these communities are still affected by that today. Like, we can't just do away with the harm and separation and discrimination that slavery came in America just like that. It literally was like not even that many generations ago when it was happening. So a lot of these communities are fucked to start with, and it's systematically impoverished, and in these mostly black communities and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. It's especially for African American people, it's a generational thing. Yeah, because a lot of them were enslaved, or a lot of their ancestors were enslaved, as far as, I mean, 2 or 3 generations ago. So you have to really consider that, and that can definitely play into the poverty aspect as well, since they don't have what we call generational wealth or whatever. And of course, I'm a fucking poor white person, so not all white people have a bunch of wealth. I'm not saying that. It's not like I have $1 million in the bank or my family owns a freaking Amazon or anything like that. But you know, it's puts them in leagues with other people. You know, it's they're in poverty. So are white people. So are Hispanic people. Some Asian people are in poverty, of course, as well. And I bet it's more complicated than, oh, their skin color is darker, so they're bad. And you can't. There's not any fucking math equation that can prove that racism is the way to go, or to kicking out immigrants is the way to go.
Righties refuse to acknowledge that poverty breeds crime and that systemic racism exists, and that's where like the issue is. And they kind of fill in that gap with, oh, black people are just lazy, and they're bad, and they need to get their act together. They need to have a actual family. They need to stop having single parents and whatever the hell their talking point.
Yeah, they fail. Oh, he just died. Uh-oh. Yeah, I mean, really, though, yeah, they fail to acknowledge that. They'll always say the poor black areas. Another part of it that it's kind of a little more nuanced. They do have tougher times getting employed. So you can't just say racism definitely has a part to play in it, in keeping... That's another reason that minority groups tend to be more impoverished, is because of racism. That's definitely a part of it. And the fact that they don't have, maybe, you know... they don't have easy access to transportation or something like that. And I'm not going to say, you know, some people say, oh, he's saying they're stupid. I'm like, no, I'm not saying they're stupid. I'm saying they can't get fucking jobs because we live in a society that forces, you have to have money to get a job. That's what it is. And some people aren't as fortunate.
Get a job when you're getting incarcerated at a higher rate, typically.
Yeah. Oh, you have weed? Well, you're white. It's okay. Oh, you have weed and you're black? Yeah, come with me. We're going to jail. For 50 years, the whole U.S. state and corporate apparatus tried to end it. Racial hatred is at an all-time high. Difference implies inequality, and inequality implies resentment.
Difference implies inequality if you're fucking racist. Like, what? Okay.
Like, yeah,
that's your own feelings there. You know, he seems to think that, oh, the civil rights happened. That's it. That was our attempt at stopping racism. It's over, guys. So, you know what?
We tried. I mean, it took 100 years after the slaves were freed to get the Civil Rights Act. It takes time. It's a fucking thing. You know what I found interesting? Some of these guys aren't even from the U.S. and they're still, like, defending Nick. It's because, yeah, European countries, they're actually very more racist than the USA at times, depending on what country we're talking about.
My favorite is hearing a British Nazi. I don't know. It's just really funny. Oi, bruv, you know that Mexicans are less than human and they bring degeneracy to America, bruv.
It's like, why are you... For one thing, why are you speaking on American issues like you live here? Second of all... go find your own fucking right-winger, dude. Like, go find your own Nazis in the UK. You should be ecstatic. There's no oppression of minorities. In fact, they're downright worshipped. And he says, allow what to keep happening? Yeah, this fucking guy doesn't know how to comment, apparently. In-group preference is as normal humans as breathing. Trying to eradicate basic human instincts. What a waste of a life. Trying to end racism is a waste of time.
One, it's not even, like, totally true. But, like, even if it were, it's like it was once human instinct to fucking murder each other for survival. It was once human instinct to throw shit at each other. The point of a human society is to develop and change and improve. Like, whether or not human instinct or not.
Yeah, it's human instinct to eat fucking red meat, but...
Are you like an anarcho-primitivist or something? Do you want to return to monkey because it's human instinct? Okay, go have fun living and shitting in the woods.
Maybe that's what he's down for.
Maybe, yeah, you know, it's not the worst life, but, I mean, he wouldn't make it. He would fucking die, like, the first week, probably.
Yeah, you know that guy earlier that said that, you know, people he doesn't like should go live in a different country where they're not a minority? How about all the Nazis go to live in the forest? And then right next to North Korea. How about we put him in the DMZ and just see what happens? Let's like make that a game show or something. Putting Nazis in the DMZ. This guy, I don't know. Why don't you ask whites in South Africa that question? What question is he referring to?
I honestly didn't know, but the reason I'm putting this in is because a lot of these righties like to point out like situations where, since white people are the minority in South Africa, they like to be like, see, we're spinning it, they discriminate against white people or something, and they'll like point out these very like fringe, like not common, like hate crimes done to a white person. And we have actually an article to look through to kind of see one of those hate crimes, which is probably the same article that keeps getting cycled over and over when they use this as a talking point. But the killing of Brendan Horner, a white man whose body was found tied to a pole at his farm in a free province state sparked riots in the start of the month and prompted President Cyril Ramaphosa to appeal the South African to resist attempts to mobilize communities along racial lines. The farmers outside the courthouse in the town of Senegal accused the government failing to protect them from violent crime. Their opponents from the economic freedom fighters complained about what they see as a continued dominance of South Africa's economy by whites, while many South Africans remain as poor as they did under apartheid. Yes, there are like fringe hate crimes that do happen against whites in South Africa, but it is definitely in the minority of discrimination that happens in South Africa. To show the fucking how dumb this is, to that they use this as a talking point. Poverty and race in South Africa. So this is the percentage living below the poverty line. Wow, black is really shooting through the roof there. And then we've got a colored, which is a correct and PC term in South Africa. It's not offensive like it is here. It just means mixed race. They're also shooting up there pretty well. And then Indian and Asian, they got Indian/Asian, they got a population of that doing okay, but still worse than whitey. And then wow, there's like barely a little blip on the white chart. That's crazy.
Wow.
It's almost like the apartheid years in South Africa are still having a lasting effect on their country, the same as slavery is still having a lasting effect on fucking America. Crazy. Who would have thought?
Top management positions in South Africa.
Black African actually doing a little better on this chart. Got there the second, and then Indian is the third, and then colored mixed race is the last there. A lot of these people, when they bring up South Africa, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They don't know anything about South Africa. They don't know about the history. And they just see, oh, a country with minority white talking point time.
Yeah, and then here the whites are still, you know, on top because of as a result of apartheid.
They have communities that are the majority black communities in South Africa are way more impoverished. There's even like this neighborhood there that's like right next to each other where that's predominantly black, like 90% on this side, and then predominantly white, like 90% white on the other side, and it's just super impoverished, horrible community, not funded at all on the black side, and then these beautiful like suburban looking white ass middle class family homes in the white communities. It's just really silly to bring up South Africa and use it as a talking point in your Nazi arguments.
People will do anything to justify their I mean really it happens a lot with everything. People will use anything they can to justify their hatred of something. People use religion, people use facts. I don't know how you use facts to to show that you hate somebody. They did the same thing with gay people. They did the exact same thing. See, homosexuals are more likely to rape people. Homosexuals are more likely to murder people. Also, the same thing with drugs. Oh, marijuana smokers, they're more likely to rape white women.
It's called marijuana for racist fucking reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
It's called marijuana because they were like, ooh, let's give it a Hispanic sounding name to scare people. Marijuana. Instead of calling it cannabis, which had been called for decades prior.
Yep. And, you know, I think marijuana is a fun name. Marijuana. No. Now it's banned.
That's a good cue.
Oh, there we go. We got the legal tobacco. So, last but not least, we have a really good comment I'm really happy that we got today.
So best for last.
Lose weight and take a shower. So, this one's really interesting. So, when I first saw this, I noticed very specifically, he said, lose weight first and then take a shower. But if you look really closely here, what you'll notice is Cayman's first and I'm second. So Cayman needs to lose weight and I need to take a shower. So thankfully, just for this guy, I took a shower today. My hair's still wet. It's up in my beanie and I did it just for him. He was really worried about our health, which is really, you know, commendable of someone like him. Honestly, I'm really proud of him for doing that.
Dude, fucking thank you. I could smell you through the screen these past streams.
I know. I forgot to take a shower.
I have also done my part. I went to the gym today. I will lose some weight.
I'm just really happy that he cares so much about our health. Honestly, Cayman is a skinny legend, though. Yeah, dude, Cayman and I used to actually weigh within 10 pounds of each other. He used to. I think I was like 220 and you were like 2 or something like that.
190.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was 200.
This was like 197. Yeah. I remember weighing that. I was like, whoa. I can't go above 200. No.
Man, I wish I didn't do that. Now I'm 450 pounds. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not that fat. I gained a couple pounds since high school, but
I need to get you on one of them shows.
a little more than I want to be life. I could lose
That'd
the
be
weight.
a good sideshow. A dramatic me
Losing weight. That would be a pretty good sideshow, but also it'd be like, look, I lost 20 pounds. That's all I want to lose is 20 pounds. Like, technically, I'm still overweight then. Who gives a shit? BMI is bullshit. That's what fat people say to justify it to themselves, but it's kind of true. You know, I don't want to be going back and forth. So 230, 220, let's go there. I'm not 300 pounds, though, for anyone asking. 299. I'm just giving this guy ammo. I am 250 pounds. There you go. I'm not telling you how tall I am.
And I have stink waves that regularly come off of me, okay? So what? I'm a stinky boy. You want to come smell? Didn't think so.
Did you check and see if we had any more during this?
We have a new one.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we have a new one.
Let's get came into research face on here.
There it is. New comment. Bonus content midstream. Pog. It's all me. It's all about me.
He says,
you have disgusting tattoos, unkempt dreadlocks, and disgusting emasculate piercings. You're a faggot. I don't really know what to say about that. I mean, the whole point of dreads is that they're unkempt, I guess, whatever that means. Also says emasculate piercings. What does that mean? Does that mean non-masculine, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know this septum made me very feminine. Well, luckily for him, my septum is my favorite thing I've done to my body, so I'll embrace my emasculate piercings.
I think it looks kind of cute.
And I have disgusting tattoos.
Beautiful woman.
So this is pretty disgusting. Yeah.
Oh.
Pretty horrifying. You got a fat ass deer. That's pretty disgusting. He probably hates fat people. That's probably where that's coming from. He's spitting. He's spitting. He's
this
going
young
off.
man's spitting. I kind of want to wrap this up real quick, though. The most interesting thing about all of these hate comments, I guess we got, most of them weren't directed at us, a couple of them were, is the fact that they didn't even watch the video. So, yeah, this is gonna, a shame on me, right? It was actually our most watched video with watch time included because it had so many views. But most of them only watched it for, like, the average view duration was only like 2 minutes.
2 minutes max, maybe?
Yeah, it's actually like a little less than that.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's kind of boring because you just have to watch a Nazi talk all like throughout the whole video and then us responding to idiots. So it's kind of entertaining if you're not a Nazi, I guess. But I mean, we make such bad arguments apparently that none of them could refute anything we said. Nobody really had anything to say about what we had to say other than talking about the ideas we were discussing. So that's really interesting. Nobody really wanted to refute that they were racist. If you like Nick Fuentes, you're racist. I mean, if you just like the idea of him because he's edgy, then you're probably like 15. You need to grow up.
You're a very misguided 14-year-old.
Yeah. We'll give you time to change. But if you're like unironically a Nick Fuentes fan and you're like above the age, I'll give you 20. I'll give you above the age of 20 because I know there's that little time there when you're still developing your political views and whatnot. But if you're past 20, you need to fucking figure your shit out, man. I mean, if you're just a Nazi, just own it. Just get a swastika tattoo. Be prepared to get shat on and not ever get a job for the rest of your life. I'm done talking shit. Hey, if you enjoyed that, then make sure to subscribe, like the video, share it, ring the bell, whatever the hell, and get ready for the next Antisocial Acolytes stream this Wednesday coming up. We stream on Wednesdays. That's a thing we do. So, yeah, make sure to subscribe for that.